seriously. Who would you rather tax? The wealthy or the poor?
Does that problem not sound worthy of an inquisitive mind?
Why do you think it is not?
You're Dr. Schuler's new heart intern, aren't you?
Can probably assume that you understand infection control and also patient confidentiality.
I found the patient record. Can you find the following information for me in the file?
Mayor, what can you tell us about the key principles for sustainable development?
So tell us how you would balance the needs of the environment and the economy.
We've got a real dilemma here, and the city council needs to do something. What do you have in mind?
So, what's your position on this writing job so far?
Do you know the difference between revising and editing?
Do you want a crash course on the common mistakes that computers miss, or do you want to start editing right away?
Do you remember we talked about you taking on more independent community dysphagia work?
That's why Dr. Phillips called you in, isn't it?
Are you going to write all that up?
What's your assessment of Mrs. Potts' mental capacity?
Is George here?
What do you think our course of action should be?
You're that volunteer, aren't you?
You're interested in dementia care, aren't you?
Who are you?
What's this app called? I'm pretty familiar with a lot of scheduling software. Have you talked to anyone else?
That was helpful, but are you sure you didn't miss a few things?
Sergeant, what was the court's finding? Which case tells us whether the search was valid or not?
Sergeant, can you pull up the warrant? Are you the security contractor?
How can you tell if the Metasploit session isn't active?
One last question. Did you enable the remote desktop?
How's it going, with your first week of class?
I'm working on a cover letter for a job application. Could you do me a favor and take a look at what I've written so far?
Have you ever set a SMART goal before?
Do you remember looking at intrinsic motivators?
So are you glad you came?